My name is Claire, and if you ask anyone about my marriage, they'll tell you I'm a lucky woman. On the outside, it looks picture perfect. We have a small house with a garden of flowers on the porch. My husband, Daniel, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, and never stays out too late. People often smile and say, "Claire, you've got it good." And I smile back, pretending I agree. But what they don't see is the truth that slowly eats away at me every single day: my husband's laziness. When we first married, I didn't notice it, or maybe I just didn't want to. Love has a way of hiding flaws, doesn't it? Daniel was charming back then, full of laughter and ideas. He would talk about starting his own business, about the trips we'd take together, the adventures we'd share. "Just imagine us in Italy, Claire," he'd say with sparkling eyes. "One day we'll make it happen." I used to laugh and reply, "Yes, Daniel, I believe you." And I truly did. But years passed and dreams turned into excuses. Excuses became tomorrow, and tomorrow never came. Every morning is the same. I get up before the sun, dress quietly, and pack my lunch for work. Daniel lies next to me, still snoring softly. Sometimes I try to wake him. "Daniel," I whisper, shaking his shoulder, "aren't you going to apply for jobs today?" He stirs, barely opening his eyes. "Yeah, tomorrow, Claire." "I'll start tomorrow." I let out a long sigh and leave for the library, the word tomorrow echoing bitterly in my mind. When I return in the evening, I find him exactly where I left him, on the couch, in his pajamas, with the TV glowing. Groceries in my arms, I struggle to open the door. "Daniel, could you take out the trash for me?" I ask, already exhausted. "Sure," he replies, eyes fixed on the screen. Hours later, the trash is still sitting there, now leaking by the door. The dishes are piled high in the sink, the laundry slumped over the chair. My patience cracks. "Daniel!" I shout. He looks up lazily, annoyed. "What? I said I'd do it." "When? Next week?" My voice trembles with frustration. "Do you realize I work all day and then I come home to work some more while you sit here? Do you even see how hard this is for me?" He shrugs. "You're just better at these things than me. If I try, I'll mess it up." His words stop me in my tracks. "What did you just say?" I whisper. He shifts uncomfortably. "I don't want to fail, Claire. You're so good at everything. And me, I'll only disappoint you." My eyes fill with tears. "Daniel, you don't understand. I don't need you to be perfect. I just need you to try. I just need you to be my partner." He says nothing. He turns back to the TV, and in that silence, I feel myself breaking. One evening stands out more than the rest. I had covered an extra shift and came home late, my body aching. I opened the door and saw the same scene: dirty dishes, overflowing trash, Daniel sprawled with a half-eaten pizza beside him. Something inside me snapped. "Why, Daniel," I cried, "why can't you help me? Why can't you stand beside me in this life?" He finally looked up at me, guilt flickering across his face. For a second, I thought he would get up, apologize, do something. But instead, he sighed and said softly, "Because you're better at everything than me. And if I try, I'll just mess it up." His voice was small, almost like a child's. That night, I lay awake beside him. He slept peacefully, and I stared at the ceiling, my chest tight. I thought about leaving, about walking away from the quiet suffocation that was my life. But love is complicated. Love keeps you tied to someone even when your logic screams to run. And so I stayed. There are small moments when he surprises me, making me a cup of coffee before work, folding the laundry without being asked. Those days, my heart leaps with hope, but more often, nothing changes. One evening over dinner, I tried to reach him again. Daniel, don't you want the life we dreamed of? Traveling, building something together? He poked at his food, not meeting my eyes. Dreams cost money, Claire. Money I don't have. Maybe I'm just not the man you thought I was. I reached across the table and held his hand. No, Daniel, you're still the man I love. But love alone isn't enough. I need effort. I need responsibility. I need a partner, not just words. He nodded slightly, but his silence was louder than any answer. And so here I am, still married, still hoping, still waiting for the man I once believed in. Maybe one day he'll wake up and finally try. Maybe one day he'll understand that it isn't the big promises that matter, but the little things. The trash taken out, the dishes washed, the feeling that I'm not carrying this life alone. Until then, I keep going. Because someone has to. Because if I don't, nothing will ever get done.